Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Men of Zen, an animation research podcast. My name is Brent.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Adrian.
And today we are talking about one of the most iconic shows if you are a fan of any heavy metal music, Metalocalypse. Holy shit, this show described my high school days. This was my, seriously, this show brings me back to one of the best times in life where things were simple, shows were new, everything was on the cusp of, being edgy and finding that audience of, okay, now what buttons can we push to really piss some people off, but still be okay to be on the air.
Right.
And that's really what their goal was. And oh my God, it's so good. If you haven't seen Metalocalypse, it is hilarious. It is an American adult animated television series created by Brendan Small and Tommy. I'm gonna fuck up this name. I think it's Tommy Blacha.
Blaka.
Tommy Blacha.
Blaka.
That's what I'm gonna say. This show aired and premiered on August 6th of 2006. What a year! The year I graduated.
Don't tell me that. I graduated in 2010.
Oh,
2009.
see, oh man! But this was like my high school senior year. And it was, I have so many memories about that year. And this show was one of the core things. One of the other things I really remember was listening to the band CKY a whole lot.
Oh, yep.
I fucking, fucking CKY was my jam. This series revolves around the world's most influential 5-piece heavy metal band known as Death Clock. The show takes every inside joke the metal genre has and takes them to the extreme, showing graphic depictions of death, violence, and the darker side of what fame can be like. There are plenty of time capsule jokes throughout the show from the earlier 2000s that were more relevant back then than they are now, so a lot of you newer listeners might look at that and go, I don't get it. So maybe some of it isn't as funny, like Susan G. Milfs. You know what's G. Milfs is. Fucking so good. Oh, man. Metalocalypse was one of the few shows to show accuracy when it came to playing their instruments, though, mostly at the guitar work. Like, if you notice their animations, they're actually playing that part because Brendan Small is a phenomenal musician. He wrote literally all of the music for this show from front to back. He does 50% of the voices on this show. The man's just a creative genius when it came to animation and music writing. I mean, he was almost writing metal music like he wanted it to be a meme before memes were memes. He just straight up was like, all right, what's funny about metal? But what can I do to really just fucking drive the nail home and irritate the fuck out of every heavy metal lover?
And I just love how Brendan Small, when you look at him, he just looks like this middle-aged man, ready to mow his lawn and, go out to, go out grilling in the backyard. But then, he writes some of the heaviest, catchiest metal riffs.
Oh,
and
my God, yes. And
it's so funny.
I'm sure some of the writing had to be, just intense for him. There's no way he could just be like, okay, yeah, that's good. I want to keep that. The music here is legitimate. He has a new song for most episodes, and they're full-fledged songs. Mermaider is
I love Mermaider.
One of the best. About mermaid murder.
So if you've seen, a lot of people have seen those animated Batman rock videos. That is Metalocalypse music, but they tweaked it a little bit, I think, for those videos.
Yes,
but essentially that's Metalocalypse.
I totally forgot about that. Dude, I love those Batman clips. Those are hilarious. Robin's on the... Oh, is he one of the guitarists? Well, he's the drummer.
I think Robin is actually a drummer, but then Dick Grayson's the guitarist. Tim Drake's another guitarist. Red Hood, Jason Todd is a bassist, right. And then Batman's the vocalist.
Batman's got those juicy lips for some reason.
A butt chin going on. And anytime there's a video of Batgirl in there, she's just redonkulously sexualized and just everything's bouncing. That's the most I can say.
Dude, so fucking good. They have accurate chord and finger placement as seen throughout the entire series. me as a drummer, I can't really say there were too many times where I was like, whoa, that's really like, he really played that part. Like, I feel like the drummer in this, he just does like a lot of blast beats and random like tom stuff every now and then when it looks like he should be on the toms, but it's not quite right. The recording drummer, however, is phenomenal. Just every musician that played on this is a beast. Just like with anime, when we discuss the style of Sakuga, where all the budget goes into the cool fight scenes, Metalocalypse really shines during any segment where the band is on stage, haphazardly killing their fans with their special effects, objects falling from the sky, malfunctions that they don't give a shit about, laser beams, and they pour vats of hot coffee on people and melt their flesh away to their bones, and the show just goes on.
But that's metal, man.
Yeah, and the fans love it. Like, nobody gives a shit. They're all there like, yeah, I can't fucking wait to die. Woo! And the fans are just rabid.
I think it was the first episode that they're talking about how Death Clock is performing in the heart of the Arctic Circle.
Yep.
And everyone's making the hundreds and hundreds of mile journey to see them play one song.
Yep. Well, like they have. So I mean, this band like dominates the earth. It is one of the things that if this band were to shut down, like stocks would plummet, the market would crash. Like they're that important, but they don't give a fuck. They live like they're poor, and I don't understand. I don't understand how they live like that, but they like come in with this fucking big ass military helicopter inside of like a steel crate surrounded by spikes. No, you take that back.
I'm sorry.
They have so much money too. I remember in the later episodes, so maybe spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it, but like they get a cat. Their fortress is actually in the sky.
Yes.
And then they have like, I remember Murderface was like, I don't care, just make my room a desert. And he turns his room to a desert with sand in.
Murderface talks about how he has like every cool like relic of any murder like ever, except for one of the my favorite episode. I'm gonna play a clip from it here in a second. But it's an episode where it's William Okay, so before we get to that, let me talk about some of these characters that we've got. We have Nathan Explosion, the Toki, who is one of the guitarists.
Toki Wartooth is the rhythm guitarist.
Yep, Toki Wartooth. Oh my god, I don't know why I didn't...
Squizgar Squiggle is the lead guitarist of the band. We have Pickles, the drummer. Yes,
diddly doo, diddly doo.
There's no last name, it's just Pickles.
Just Pickles. Who are we missing? William Murderface.
Murderface is the Jack Black, Nacho Libre look-alike who plays bass, and you can... I love this guy because the first episode, you can barely understand what the hell he says.
Oh, you guys suck!
That's pretty accurate, actually. And I remember watching that a couple times. I'm like, what the fuck did he say?
Yeah. Dude, he's fucking great. Did you see the episode where he plays the bass with his dick?
No, but of course that sounds like something Murderface would do.
Some of the best episodes have Murderface as the main.
He's fucking great.
What's really funny is like obviously Toki and Squizgar are they're foreign. I can't tell they're they're not German, are they?
No, well, Squizgar is definitely, he's like the stereotypical like Swedish guy where he doesn't know English very well and like he talks with a lot of S's and is not sure what's going on.
Yeah, that's it. That's perfect. And then Toki is kind of like, we going to do the things and we'll try to help the people, but I ain't doing that again. Like,
hey guys, checks out my cool Cox piece.
Yeah, like I can't tell like what I know I've heard that that accent, but I'm just like, what is it from? Like what?
Yeah, it is. Oh, what is it? There's some show that Family Guy. The two Swedish guys that are always like, Swedish cool stories, bro. Like, we're gonna go totally do this totally American thing.
I feel like Toki sounds slightly different than Squizgar, but
he's higher pitched voice. Yeah,
he's also a little. Well, he's a little special. I feel like
he's probably Pickle.
Toki's like the super immature one. Well, I mean, they're all immature, but he is the most childish.
He's also the newest member of the band.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Magnus Burnside.
Magus Hammersmith.
Oh, was it Hanson?
Was the original rhythm guitarist of the band.
I don't know if I ever knew that.
Yeah, he was the original guitarist who got beat up by Nathan after he stabbed him in the back with a hunting knife.
Explosion.
That was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, so apparently, and this is funny, Magnus Hammersmith was kicked out of the band for crazy and reckless behavior.
What?
Which is funny because his entire band is crazy and reckless behavior. But apparently he got so crazy, Nathan told him to stop it, like shut the fuck up and calm down. As he turned around, Magnus jumps him, stabs him in the back of the shoulder with a hunting knife, which then proceeds. Nathan proceeds then to beat his face in to the point where his left eye is completely like useless, and he leaves the band. And he swears to destroy Death Clock at any cost to him, essentially. And then Toki comes in and replaces the role,
which leads to my favorite episode. Brent, I'll tell you about it.
Dude, I fucking. Oh no! Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Very good. So Toki, he decides to go to like a summer camp thing, and he goes undercover as like this summer camp is like a band camp thing where like people learn how to play guitar and like it's a music band camp thing with like special guests and stuff.
Yeah.
Toki goes undercover as like a nobody. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm not good. I'm gonna learn how to play guitar. So he wears a hat and he's like, no one can tell who I am. and then he gets each the guests are gonna pick out different campers to join their team. At the end, they did like a band thing, and Toki gets picked by his Magnus.
Oh, yeah.
Picks him. And then, so that leads to the episode. Then at the end, he's like, haha, he takes his hat off. He's like, I'm actually Toki from Death Clock.
Like nobody fucking knew. Right. Oh my god.
How could I have known?
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
But yeah, those are the band members.
This show it's so insane. I know it's one of the earlier episodes where they can't cook. None of them know how to fucking make food.
Episode 1.
Was it episode 1?
I think it's episode
I was
1
thinking
or 2.
It was like number 2.
I think it might
I don't remember, but either way, one of them they reveal that they're all idiots and they don't know how to take care of themselves. They have to hire people to do everything. So they hire this like really weird like chef guy to come do all their cooking, but like every other member that follows Death Clock, the guy gets mutilated in the blades of their helicopter. It is episode 1. Yeah, they do their show and they again like this giant metal box comes down from the sky. It's fucking huge. It's like 50 feet by 50 feet on all sides, and all the flaps just like slam down on the ground, and it's solid steel. It smushes hundreds if not thousands of people just on their stage descending from the sky on this helicopter. And somehow this chef gets launched into the air and flies through the helicopter blades and gets chopped up into a million pieces. At the end of the show, or at the end of that show, they showed this guy. He's cut up into like 15 different pieces, but he's strewn all about different tabletops connected with wires and tubes, and he's still alive. He's just extremely dissected into a million different parts. And they're fucking like, I remember at the end of the episode, they're still hungry, and they're like looking at him, and William Face is like, come on, make us something. And he's like, the guy can barely fucking blink.
So somehow they were able to reconstruct him. He becomes a zombie, I think.
Yes,
after
they
that.
sew him back together, and he's like a mindless zombie who just like does their bidding. And
it's so funny. They don't know how to fucking make a sandwich, but they know how to reconstruct a man.
I don't know if
they probably paid someone.
They probably paid someone. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I guess we don't see that. Maybe when it comes to things about death and violence, they just know how to do everything.
I also love how they went to the grocery store and they're like, "What is this? I think these are called food libraries."
Oh yeah, this is food libraries.
Yep, there we go. I can't do that accent. And then like Nathan sees, he looks at a bag of rice and is like, "Okay, what's the instructions for this meal say?" 1 cup, and he just opens the bag and starts pouring a cup, like 1 cup of rice. It's like, I got my 1 cup.
Cart, and he's just dumping crates of rice through the cart. God damn, I love this show so much. Then
Murderface just for some reason pees in the salad bar.
Yeah, that's Murderface, dude. He's so fucking funny. So one of my favorite episode is it's William Murderface's birthday, and Murderface again, he has everything. No one knows what to get him, and the entire episode they're trying to think like, guys, what can we get Murderface for his birthday? And they're like, well, I don't know. The guy has everything's, and so. They finally, at least Nathan says, wait a minute, I've got it. And they go to this whole show. They do a concert without Murderface playing. He's sitting in like this throne the whole time watching the show because they wrote like a song for him. And during the show, they present him with a gift. I send this to somebody on their birthday at least twice a year. I just send them a YouTube link and post this. It's so fucking funny. Check this out.
And now, the blackest present for the most brutal of all bass players. backwards on Kill Yourself.
Hey, Fatso! We got your favorite thing! Disappointment!
God.
Disappointment.
Disappointment. He's so fucking funny. I love Pickles, and they have so many weird adventures that all have to do with this band. Like there's one episode where I remember it's been like a long time since they've released anything, and they're talking about how they're gonna crash the market if they don't release something soon, because Nathan is like not happy with any of the music that they put out, and he's like, oh, this sucks, and he just deletes it, and everyone's like, no, like an entire album. And he just hits delete, and he decides that one of the ways that they can make one of the heaviest songs ever is to record under the ocean in a submarine. It's a nuclear powered submarine, and they send Toki down to like in this weird like tube filled with liquid oxygen, and they just send him down, and he's like, guys, I don't know if this is good, and like the liquid just fills up, and he's down there by himself playing bass, but he's like doing like a song that's like really like fun and happy as he's like experiencing all the wonderful things happening like around him. Oh my fucking god, it's great. You have to watch this show. Its episodes are incredibly short. They're like maybe 15-20 minutes.
Actually, it looks like a lot of the episodes are only 11 minutes.
Only 11. Wow, that's even shorter than I remember.
Yep, seasons 1, 2, and 4 all are 11-minute episodes, while season 3 changed it up to about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Right, because if you remember during that time in Adult Swim, that was the time where they started doing those really short shows, almost as like fillers in between shows. Like, again, it would be like, you're right, like maybe 15 minutes, and then they'd have another 15-minute show, and then they'd have a cool like half-hour anime show or something, and then another like 10-minute show, a 15-minute show, and it would just break it up into really short time slots.
By the way, if you have, speaking of Adult Swim, if you haven't checked out our Patreon,
patreon.com/themen of Zen,
we have a great episode on Toonami/Adult Swim, because that's where a lot of us learned a lot about newer, I guess, certain types of anime that we are very thankful that we have now.
Oh, absolutely. That's where I got my start.
Toonami was mine, but Adult Swim definitely had some of those shows on there, like Blue Gender,
G Gundam.
G Gundam was great.
Oh man,
Inuyasha, the Big O.
Fuck, I forgot that Inuyasha was on there. I used to watch that shit all the time.
I used to stay up way late, and my mom would catch me in my brother's room, like watching anime, and she's like, "Go to bed, you little shit."
I remember in the long ago, back in high school, I borrowed a VHS tape from a buddy of mine who had almost all of Inuyasha somehow on a single VHS.
How the hell is that
was
possible?
A long, like, I remember asking that myself. I was like, how are there this many episodes on this thing? Like, it was, I don't know how many hours of footage, but that VHS had like 30 hours worth of fucking shit. And I don't.
Magic. That's an anime VHS tape.
Right.
That's the only way that'll work.
Well, it was all recorded. I mean, it wasn't legit. He just.
Well, I know. I used to do the same thing with when I would have to go like to school or somewhere like during the weekday or even a Saturday and I couldn't be home. I would record like a whole block of like Kids WB, Cartoon Network, stuff like that.
Right.
So, but that's still like, there's no way a tape like that. I got at most like 8 hours on a tape. That's insane.
Dude,
that's pretty
crazy.
cool though.
But yeah, I watched so much fucking Inuyasha, and I remember having to ask myself, how much more is there? Because, I mean, back in that time, you had no idea it was a VHS. You just had to pull the tape out and look at how much was left, and then go, oh my god, I'm only halfway through this somehow. What the fuck? Like, and that was the cool shit where you could record over any VHS tape. Didn't matter if it was like a legit movie or whatever. You're just like, sorry, Mom, I don't care about the Titanic Part 2 anymore. I need to fucking watch
Sorry,
this
Dad,
show.
about your wedding tape.
Yeah, you know, that's typically what happened to most.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fucking hell. This show was a magical time for me, and the music is top notch.
Oh, so good.
And they released 2 or 3 full albums called I think it was just called Death Album, and they called them Death Album 1, 2, and 3. The music was written and performed by Brendan Small in every episode, as well as performing voices for many of the different characters. The voice acting cast is pretty small, but some of the people in here, holy shit, blew my mind. Brendan Small, obviously, who does voices for Nathan Explosion, Squizgar Squigelf, Pickles the Drummer, Charles Foster Oftenson, and then several other just random characters. Tommy Blotcha, I'm sorry, Tommy, if I fucked that name up, my bad. He played Toki Wartooth, Murderface, and Dr. Roxo!
Oh, God.
Yeah!
The cocaine clown.
I do cocaine. He became a staple in that show for me and my friends. I just remember this is in the time of annoying quotes in the halls. We'd see each other and just go, yay! All the fucking time. Mark Hamill. Mark fucking Hamill was in this. He does Mr. Salacia, John Pierre, Corickelson. I don't fucking remember that. He does one of the news anchors. Senator Stampingston. Nobody, like, nothing huge in terms of like main characters, but I didn't know he was in it, let alone did that many different voices. Victor Brandt, and we've got Malcolm McDowell as well, who played a few other.
Oh, dude, Malcolm McDowell's like a very seasoned actor too.
Is he really?
So, yeah,
I haven't heard of him yet. Huh. I did not know that. But dude, this list of musicians for the people that helped out in this, like.
Holy
shit!
This.
I'm not gonna read all of them, but like some of the ones that jump out at me, Jack Black, fucking Dave Grohl, Kirk Hammett, King Diamond, why else is that? Oh, I think Slash. Yeah, Slash is on here. Devin Townsend, dude. Devin Townsend is he's a legend in the metal community. He does a lot of recording stuff now. He actually did. I'm pretty sure he did training. He does like a lot of recording, like vocals and stuff. And the vocalist for Soilwork, one of my favorite earlier 2000s bands, it is still going to this day. They've gone under a bunch of member changes, but I remember for the longest time they were one of those bands that could do no wrong. They could release a pile of shit. Soilwork.
That sounds so familiar. Like, I feel like back in my MySpace days, you can have music in your MySpace back in the day.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. I had them with, like, I think it might have been one of the, I killed the prom cream. I killed the prom cream? Queen. Like Sharks Your Mouth and...
I know that band, but that was kind of a genre I didn't get. Like, that was almost like a subgenre of, like, scene metal,
right.
I think. Like, Bring Me the Horizon.
I feel like it was definitely different than Bring Me the Horizon. It was like with Texas in July. It's like kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I almost wonder if I just kind of lumped them in with that, because I don't think I ever like Blood on the Dance Floor. Like
no, Blood and Dancer was not anywhere near.
I haven't listened to them. I know they were a group that I remember being like.
After this, I'll show you Shark's Mouth after this. It's actually pretty heavy.
Is it? Yeah. Cool. All right, I'll have to check them out, dude. Steve Vai, he's everybody aspires to be Steve Vai, the guy who just randomly came up with the fucking Halo.
Oh, damn.
That was Steve Vai, but it was so I remember watching that video with Steve Vai, and it was just a jam. They sat him down, and I remember him going, okay, like, what do you want me to do? And like, I don't know, man, you do whatever you want. And he's just sitting in the chair listening to some of like orchestrated stuff that he has, and just out of nowhere, he's like, oh, that, and everyone's like, oh, and oh my god, everyone was losing their mind, and that's what they kept on the recording. Like, I think it was just him fucking around, and they're like, that's fucking legit, and they're like, yep, that's the one, let's record this. It was so fucking rad. Steve Vai is the man. I don't care what you say. Along with, oh my god, there's probably 40 guys, and I'm not gonna read off here. James Hetfield. Holy shit, there's so fucking many. I just can't believe it. Like,
yeah, that's amazing.
The musical talent with this.
I mean, like, it is a show about musicians, so I imagine they want to have a bunch of talented musicians working on it.
Oh, yeah. I just couldn't believe how many big names they got to star on this. Now, what else is cool is this band, Death Clock, they went on tour, and I saw them twice. Live. Now, the cool thing with their live show, so I think I saw them with, it was Machine Head, Lamb of God, Death Clock, Mastodon, and
sounds about right.
Trivium. Dude, like, some of these shows were huge. But what was really fucking cool about it is that the show was never about the musicians on stage. They had, a really big projector in the background that had music videos synced to the music that they were playing, and all of the musicians on stage were all silhouetted. There were no lights on them at all. They were just dark figures, and everything was put on the light show and the cool shit happening in the background. So they had like stuff that seemed like it was like new footage that wasn't in the show. They had stuff specially animated to follow these songs. It was a really cool performance.
Isn't that some of the stuff that like the Gorillaz do? Because I know like the Gorillaz are all essentially like
I think
an animated band.
I think they do some stuff like that.
Yeah, they do. They have like their they're on stage playing, but a lot of it, their silhouettes are covered in shadow.
Yeah, the focus isn't on them. Yeah,
right.
Not at all. Now, what else is cool is so I have a name drop that I can do here. I never get to name drop shit. I got to meet and hang out with Brendan Small for a little bit, which was pretty fucking rad. It was the first time that I saw them in Minneapolis. It was downtown on First Ave. Actually, it was at a venue that my oldest band from high school, we played there. And this venue is fucking huge. It was owned by Prince, artist formerly known as Prince. It was owned by him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he owned this venue. And we were part of this, it was like a musical... It was I think it was called Bodog Battle of the Bands.
Yep.
And I don't know the accuracy of the information that I'm about to talk about, but from what I heard, so we made it to like round 3 or 4, and that was when we started playing on this big stage in front of a lot of people. It was fucking crazy. And I remember we made it to that round, and it was all voting for people online. Back in the day when the internet was young, so voting was really fucking shady. But supposedly there was a prize to do like a $10,000 like recording contract, and then they would continue this tour internationally and compete with foreign bands. So we were like, dude, we're fucking doing this. Well, it turns out what the rumor was, the show ended up getting canceled because the person who actually put the show on stole the prize money and like left. And that was,
What?
and so like they just like, nope, no more, and it was just done. And everyone's like, oh, so no more contest, I guess. And that's what I remember hearing. I don't know if that's true. I couldn't find anything about it, but that's what I remember hearing at the time when we didn't make it to the next round. There was no other next round. That was it.
Wow.
But like it was us, some country band. There was a really fun band I remember. They're called Rafflecopter.
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Dude, they were so fucking funny. I love those guys. That's where we met this Minneapolis band called Blue Felix. They are a show. They are fun as fuck to see. And I actually think they're still around from like 2006 to now. They're like local band, like legends. I don't know if they made it to be like really big or not, but dude, that was such a fun fucking time. Phil, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this show, Metalocalypse?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the series ended with 4 seasons consisting of only 61 episodes and 1 special episode called The Doomstar Requiem. So overall pretty small, especially when you consider a lot of the episodes are only 11 minutes. You could knock this out in like a day. If you really want to go crazy with it.
Yeah.
This last special is sometimes called the 13th episode of season 4. The show's first season consisted of 20 11-minute episodes. The first of which premiered on the Adult Swim video. On the Adult Swim video. Oh, I think the Adult Swim video was like an app at the time, like a streaming service at the time. I remember those.
Right. Well, I think that might have just been like, a weird internet site because we didn't have streaming services back then.
Because there was Cartoon Network had something similar to that. Like it was like I think it actually was like Toonami's Boomerang, but like there was 2 different versions. Like there's old school Boomerang and new school Boomerang. I remember like in middle school and early high school, I would watch a lot of the shows on those type of sites. So.
See, this is like pre-streaming days, where this was back in the day when Netflix was still so young that you could rent a DVD to be sent to you in the mail, and you could send it back whenever you wanted, and then you got your next one that you had selected on your list, and you had to create a list of what you wanted, but you could like bump things up or move things down if you're like, I don't want to watch that now, I want to watch this. So you were like, that was the cool thing, was one of the things people did on social sites, like if you were on MySpace or Zanga, whatever one was at that time, they'd be like, oh, bumped up this on my list because I heard it was really good. Sorry, other movie shifting you down. Like people would make posts about their Netflix list.
You just said Zanga and it brought me back to...
Zanga is the most emo of all fucking...
I cringed thinking about what I wrote on my Zanga.
I don't know. I had a Vampire Freaks, guys. I don't know if you guys...
I know you did. I totally know you did.
You could force people to listen to the music you wanted to when they opened up your Zanga page because you could throw in, like, you could edit HTML to, like, do custom borders and backgrounds and shit. People spent hundreds of hours adjusting their page. I always did mine, so it was really fucking annoying. But, like, people would have to like, if you wanted to communicate with someone, you had to actually, like, this. So this would be more like on Facebook now would be the equivalent of when you want to message somebody, you have to click on their profile and see their whole profile. And then you could like snoop on people. You know, you had to, if you wanted to know what was up with them, you had to go to their page.
Yeah.
But there were shit called like footprints and stuff. So if someone came to your page, you could set up footprints so that you'd be like, oh, such and such looked at my Zanga page. They want to know what I'm doing, right? So you could like keep tabs on people. So everyone was like deathly afraid of looking at like, oh, I don't want to look at this girl's Zanga because then she'll know. But I mean, people did it anyway, so whatever. Fucking. But there was always annoying ass music playing.
I remember I thought I was dating this girl because we talked all the time on like MySpace or Zanga. I can't remember which one it was. Turns out I was being trolled.
Oh,
100%. Yeah, because I went to talk to
Catfished.
her, that weekend after, she told me that she liked me and everything. And, so of course I went and talked to her and she's like, who are you? Phil, like we were talking like all weekend on MySpace, and she's like, I don't know you, I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, I'm an idiot.
Wow. Wow. Okay. What the fuck?
But anyway, back to something less sad.
I almost drank someone's blood from Vampire Freaks.
What?
What?
Yeah, I went to this vampire party, and she's like a vampire. Well, she says she was. She said to become a vampire if you drink each other's blood. I'm like, huh.
Okay,
It was really
whatever
cool.
floats your boat.
I didn't drink the blood because I was like, I'm not trying to get diseases from you because I don't know.
But I'm
you.
trying to spank some ass. This is what you're doing.
But
Right?
it was cool though. I went to it. It was like almost like it was like an underground. Like our house was like underground. It was like all like just as you imagine, just black and purple, like dark purple.
It wasn't like a
neon.
Twilight vampire party, right?
It was like a very heavy emo, heavy.
But not like
goth,
the sparkly Twilight.
No,
vampires,
it's like
but
everything
okay.
was black. They were like doing, I think it was like a Sabbath party or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure.
I was sitting there. I was like, I met this person.
That'd be
I was sitting there.
crazy.
Everyone was wearing like dark colors and then like chains and shit. And I was in there. Back in high school, remember what I used to wear in high school? I feel like my American Eagle polos. And
I'm a creepy vampire.
Yeah, and I showed up to this party. I was like, huh.
Please don't suck my blood.
No, I wanted my blood beside it. I just didn't want to drink the like water. I didn't want to drink the blood. I was like, I'm not drinking
That's
your
fair.
blood.
That's,
Turn me into a vampire if you're actually a vampire, though.
that's true, though. Metalocalypse was renewed for a second season, consisting of 19 episodes, which began airing on September 23rd, 2007, 2 days before the CD release of The Death Album.
I had that. I bought the fuck out of that the day that came out. That had all the best tracks.
Mm-hmm. I remember listening to a bunch of that in high school, and sometimes it'd be so loud that my teacher would have to walk over and be like, hey, can you turn that down? We can all hear it. I'm like, oh god, they all heard someone screaming Mermaider.
Oh yeah, dude.
Mermaider. Hold on a second.
So that submarine episode you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I think it might be the same episode I'm thinking of, but I swear they went down. There's an episode I saw recently too. Like they went down to do recording too, but they were down underwater for like a month, I think. And then like Nathan was there, and they all were really horny because they weren't allowed to masturbate. They were told you can't masturbate because they were getting carpal tunnel really bad.
Oh my god, I think I remember.
Yeah, so they couldn't play the
Yeah.
instruments right. So then there's this one girl that was like one of the audio managers or something, and Nathan's like, "I'll never go down on a girl. Going down is gross," or something like that. Eventually, he started doing a recording with her, and he got really horny. Where he's like, "God damn it, I want to go down this girl for me to get some action, huh?" So he goes down to her, then she bails like after he starts going down, and she leaves, and he's like, "No." And then
That'd be awful.
Murderface and Toki. I swear these two have the best interactions out of anyone in like the group. Like when these two get together, shit always
I
goes
can see
down.
that.
But Toki was just like doing laundry and his clothes all shrunk, so he had like a really tight crop top, and it was dyed with like some red, so it turned pink. And he's wearing his hair up in a high ponytail, and he was bending over doing laundry. Murderface was just like, "I'm not gay." I'm not gay. Yeah, but he kept staring at Toki, and he's just getting really horny. He's like, "God damn it, Toki, you wear your ponytail so sexy." And I think Murderface was trying to like, it was about to rape like Toki or something. It was just the funniest thing.
That's something Murderface would do.
Right.
Oh my god. What the fuck? This whole show has so many fucked up stuff. Like they had, I know they were targeting specifically. Like we gotta gross people out and do some real edgy, hardcore, gross looking shit, and they did exactly that.
Oh, good stuff. The second season also introduced an updated version of the show's opening theme, officially titled death theme.
Which I do have that for you here. Hold on.
Can we drop it? Wouldn't get hyped.
Dude, that show gets that fucking intro gets me so fucking pumped every time. Lethal explosion. Bam, 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 bam. It's Toki. Or no, wait, Squizgar Squig Elf taller than trees is what he says, and then it's William Murderface. I fucking forget. I know that's Pickles a drummer. Diddly doo, diddly diddly doo.
So like their vocals are not like the lyrics are not great. They're very plain. They're very funny, but it's like their instrumentals is
Right.
what's catchy as all hell.
But that's kind of the point, though, is that like it's almost to show that metal can be about anything. It's just how do you take that thing and try to make it really fucking like grotesque and dark. Like you could write a song about old folks sitting in an old folks home, but they'd be like, "Old folks getting murdered left and right." Fucking, yeah, like it's just a giant bloodbath for everything. Oh my god! And Brendan Small does all of this. And I also got to mention Brendan Small is also the creator of Home Movies. If you don't remember that.
See,
I love that show, and he also named the main character after himself.
Yeah, it was Brendan. Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I just connected that like the other day when I was.
Hey,
Brendan.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
Brendan, come here.
Hey, Brendan. Fucking
I
the
need you
coach.
to-
Was it Coach McGurk?
Yeah, Coach McGurk.
Oh my god.
I need you to get me a hangover cure.
Hey, Brendan.
Brendan, is your mom? What's her story?
Wait, was that's the guy that plays Bob and Bob's Burgers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that
Sounds
same
like
guy?
I think it
Sounds
is.
like it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
think so.
I know his name. I can't think of it, but holy shit.
He also does Archer.
Yeah, he does. He does. Dude, Archer. We have to do Archer
I
sometime.
actually haven't seen Archer. I keep yeah.
Wow.
It's so good. The first season's kind of like you could tell it's the pilot season, but then after that, it just kind of goes off.
I remember up to like season 4 or 5, and that show really just took a nosedive in terms of its content and the quality, the humor. It just all had a really big shift, and it was really strange. But the first like 4 seasons, I watched those endlessly on repeat.
Mm-hmm. Great stuff.
So fucking good.
But did you also know, guys, that Metalocalypse, the Metalocalypse premiere was the #1 rated show in its time slot among males aged 18 to 34.
Sounds
and
about
earned
right.
the network's best premiere delivery in ratings in 2006.
2006. That's how long we've been alive.
God. 16
We can't
years
even
ago.
remember numbers right.
Yeah, I'd say I first saw the show on someone's iPod video. That's where I first saw it. Because I borrowed this
my
kid's iPod,
God.
and I was like, huh. I looked through his videos. I was like,
Oh my
so
god.
good
he already had
shit.
through the iTunes store, he downloaded
Did it have
episodes.
the touch scroll wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way to have that.
Yes. Fuck me running sideways. I remember iPods. I remember being not cool because I didn't have one. And
Yeah,
then
the black one with the Zune or whatever.
I had a Zune.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
You
was
were
one of the
those
guys
people.
that was like, Zune is better.
And then what happened to Zune, Brent?
It made it to the era of touch screens and then died. I remember I had a Zune Touch, and it was one of the worst fucking things I ever had in my life. It was so fucking awful.
But you know what's not awful is that San Diego Comic-Con 2008, Tommy Blacha, we're just going to go with Blacha here, confirmed that the show will be renewed for a 3rd season, which premiered on November 8th, 2009. The episodes of Season 3 are 21 minutes long, 30 minutes including commercials. So it was a pretty big departure from the previous storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th season returned to the original 11-minute runtime. Season 4 premiered April 29th, 2012. Now I can say 20 before the number because that's how it works.
And I kind of remember that season when it aired because that was, I feel like, almost when I started getting, like, not watching it as much as I wanted to. Like I wasn't watching the new episodes, and it had to do more with that it was being more plot driven. And so there, I mean, there is a plot that we'll get into this, but it was a really strange time because I almost don't remember watching the 4th season because of that, where I was like, after season 3, yeah, and I guess I didn't realize that it went back to, to being good content in like short 11-minute spans, and that's perfect for this entire generation that has ADHD riddled throughout every fucking member of society, where I can't pay attention to anything more than 11 minutes. So that was the perfect time. It was just 10 minutes of flashing lights, people screaming, blood and violence, and then it ended. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. It was perfect. Actor Mark Hamill stated in 2013 that the 5th season of the show was currently in production. Brendan Small later denied this, stating that it had not yet reached production. It was on May 10th of 2013 that Brendan Small and Adult Swim announced that a Metalocalypse 1-hour rock opera special, Metalocalypse: The Doomstar Requiem, was in the works. The special aired on October 27th of 2013. In April of 2014, an interview with Steve Agee, a part of the, I know I said it's actually the podcast. Steve Agee of the podcast. Brendan Small confirmed that a 5th and final season was in pre-production. Small was originally waiting on Adult Swim for an appropriate budget in order to end the show the way he wants rather than rushing it. But after pitching the idea for the finale to the network, they turned it down, stating that they did not have the budget for it, which was crazy. But I remember Adult Swim was constantly pumping out new, really short shows. Oh my god, what was that show about the claymation little Christian kid?
Oh, Moral Oral.
Moral Oral, yes.
Oh my god,
dude, I fell in love with that show.
I wanted to fuck that nurse really bad.
the priest that was always, or no, it was his dad. It was always fucking giving him like really fucking shitty advice, and his dad would never. Oh my god, what a fucking great show.
There was another show. Do you guys ever watch the Drinky Crow show?
Yeah, I watched.
I
some
heard
of
of
that.
that. I never watched
do remember
it.
that.
I love that show. It was this crow that was very depressed, and he would always get drunk.
Right.
And he had a monkey sidekick that, like, the monkey was like always causing trouble, and the crow was just like, all these girls were trying to fuck the crow in every single episode, but he's just too depressed. He's like, ah. And he had a car made out of girls. He's like, I need a ride. And then all these girls were like, we can form a ride, and they all like morphed together to make a car.
Oh my god!
And he drove by slapping their ass and titties.
What the fuck?
It was pretty cool.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, and then they were mad because the monkey was trying to fuck people, but the monkey ended up fucking people and gave everyone AIDS.
Oh my god!
It was just like, yeah.
Holy shit!
And the crow's just there trying to kill himself in every episode. That was like the thing. He's just so depressed. He's just trying to kill himself.
Wow, what a weird fucking time for TV shows. That like the wave of like depression hadn't become like a thing. It was, it was like, it was funny to perceive depression as, like the dark side of things. It was laughable. But now in today's culture to try to do something funny about depression is really dark and hard to do. Like basically every fucking person on the planet has depression, at least in the United States. I know some of you, at least judging by the VPNs or whatever that I'm seeing on our network, I see some of you in Russia and Canada and Spain listening to our show. Do you have societies riddled with depression like the United States?
Also, hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
What if it was Putin?
What if it was what?
Putin just listened to us.
well, hey, I mean, you know what, Putin? I gotta tell you, you're a real shithead. But if you could please advertise our show over there, that'd be fucking great. Just name drop us once,
We're all
like
dead next
somewhere, right? Like
This might be the last episode.
we're located in the Nevada desert in a bunker.
Yeah.
Is where we're at. So
Can't find us. Bitch.
You hear her just a knock on the door.
It's like, oh shit.
we were like, the people of Ukraine, our hearts absolutely go out to you, and we hope that you fucking smush the Russians in their fucking campaign to try to steal back what they believe was theirs. But just because they're such dickheads, you wanted to, be your own thing and recede from Russia. I totally respect that. That is rad. I hope that you guys overcome this.
Good luck, Russia.
if Putin wants to name drop us, I wouldn't say no.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
it'd be a real big on the global. Like, could you imagine if he was at like, the UN and everyone's like, you can't use nuclear bombs, and he's like, yeah, but if you listen to the advice of the Men of Zen podcast, they specifically talk about. Think of how funny it would be, or it would be think about how funny it would be if we dropped nuclear bomb on top of you, all of you guys, and everybody dead. Everybody died, but the Men of Zen said it okay. So is it okay?
Squizgar, no.
Dude, oh, that's sweet. Oh no, I don't want to get into this. No Squizgars. Fucking. Oh my god. Back in October 2015, Brendan Small announced a month-long social media campaign entitled "To Metalocalypse Now" as an attempt to gather fan support to have Hulu and Adult Swim co-finance the final season of Metalocalypse. At the time, it was thought to be successful. The finale was to be titled Metalocalypse: The Army of the Doomstar: The Final Chapter, and would be a mini-series on Hulu Plus. In May of 2016, Brendan Small said in an interview that he is all but finished making Death Clock Records due to Adult Swim declining to continue with the final season, despite popular support of the continuation. Small indicated that as a result of the Metalocalypse, where was it at? What? I just lost my spot. Fucking goddamn ADHD. Small stated that as a result of the Metalocalypse Now campaign, financial backers had to come forward to fund the Metalocalypse finale, but Adult Swim ultimately did not want to go forward and make a finale. Small stated that he does have plans to eventually finish the Metalocalypse story, but he cannot say how. On May 12th of 2021, pretty recent shit, Adult Swim announced a direct-to-video film is in development and will be released on home video and digital, followed by streaming on HBO Max 90 days after with a broadcast premiere. That sentence didn't make sense to me when I was looking at it. It'll premiere on HBO Max 90 days after, along with a broadcast premiere on the channel. So, I mean, this was back in 2021. I haven't seen anything about anything new Metalocalypse, and I have HBO. I don't know. I don't know if it ever actually happened or if it's still happening, but I want more of this show.
I do too.
I'd like to see how it ended because I stopped watching after season 2, I think. I just never got around to really watching it, but if they have an official ending, I would totally hop back on and just crank out the last 3 seasons essentially.
Right. Right along with oh fuck. Why can't I fucking think of the fucking show with the Venture Bros? The Venture
They never
Bros.
finished that?
No.
Oh.
No, they got to they had a. I remember it where the series ended with a really weird episode where it revealed all of the the clones and shit of the Venture Brothers and how there was like thousands of them. They were all like discarded bodies that were either reanimating or they discovered the vats of all of their own clones. And there was never another season. Did you like
the Monarch's girlfriend? Did you like her?
Monarch. Oh, what is her name? Dr. Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Dude.
I remember as a young child, I felt very confused.
She has that cigarette riddled New York grandma.
No, not even grandma. It's like a grandpa.
It's like a
why don't you guys come over here and say that to my face?
Pretty much
hot,
that.
though, besides that.
Oh my god, she wore the skimpiest outfits.
Yeah,
but
she
you
had
hear her
a
talking, you're like,
body.
ugh.
She had a body, and she was dating the Monarch. He was the best.
Right.
What was his name? I think it was they had their henchmen had numbers. I think it was just 21.
21 and that. I think the other one was 22.
Dude, yeah, they're really the chubby henchmen.
Dude.
He kind of flips sides to the Venture family.
His story was cool.
Dude, he made that show after a while. Season 1 and 2 were fucking hilarious, and then they actually start to develop really. It felt more professionally done, where they put more thought into the story and building up characters. And just 21 came out shining.
He got buff. He became like a badass.
Yes, he did. Oh my god!
And because I think 22 died or something,
Yeah,
and he was constantly
his-
haunted by the ghost.
Yeah, he had his
Yes.
skull. And he
Oh, I
carried his skull
forgot
around.
about that. Dude, that gives me chills. That show is so good.
Yeah, dude, why aren't you doing that?
Right.
No, don't tell me what to do.
There was what's his name? The doctor magician dude next to him.
Oh,
my
the guy
God.
with the guy with the big head.
No, there's a magician guy that was friends with them. He just
Dr.
showed.
Magician.
Is it Dr. Magician?
Maybe. No.
I don't know.
No.
He had a really hot daughter that was hanging out with Hank and like the really hot emo chick that was just like hanging out with him.
Oh,
like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The girl
I do
next
remember
door.
her.
Yeah.
Throw that on the list of future episodes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! Do you remember there was the guy that his whole thing was ignore me, like right in your face and just
God.
tell you to not look at him so that he could be like not there. It's like my magic trick on the last episode where I'm invisible when you don't look at me.
Where's the weird guy with no arms, but you can see like he had gloves, but his arms and legs were invisible.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like one of the villains, and he like steals Dr. Girlfriend for a little bit, and then Monica gets him back. There's the whole thing, Monica trying to get him back. With this floating hive thing.
part of that. Oh yeah, I remember the hive. Fuck me, I have to watch that show.
Speaking of the show, because we probably got to finish this up.
Fuck that. We're talking about Venture Bros now. No, we're good.
Overall, the show here, I just don't know how much time we have left on there.
You know, man, time really has flown. We're at like 50 some minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, let's get through
the
this.
show, the series, Death Clock, is a death metal band, if you didn't already catch that, that enjoys a popularity level of unheard of in reality, ranking as the 7th largest economy on Earth by the end of the 2nd season. Series creator Small described them as like the Beatles, just 1,000 times more dangerous and 1 billion times more stupid. Facts. It's just like everyone in the world loves them. It's like they're bigger than Pokemon. The fictional band members, we said, Nathan
There they
Explosion, Squizgar, Pickles, William, Murderface, Toki, and their manager Charles Foster Oftenson. Great, he's the voice of reason for the most of the show. He's wonderful. If Death Clock endorses a product or service, competitors are quickly driven out of business. Organizations worldwide, ranging from governments to businesses, go out of their way to avoid hindering Death Clock, to the point that the band is allowed to maintain its own police force and can get away with any crime imaginable with virtually no repercussions, although the band is often too oblivious to even notice that they are committing illegal acts. The members of Death Clock tend to cause a disaster wherever they travel, and anything remotely associated with them likewise attracts chaos. Death Clock concerts are so notoriously dangerous. Those attending are required to sign pain waivers at the entrance, releasing the band from legal liability. In the very likely case, attendees are killed or maimed. The band is shown to have callous disregard for the safety of their fans, as shown in the first episode, where they pour scalding hot coffee over concert goers.
No, what's cool is I remember at these concerts that I went to. So there are the fans of Death Clock, and then like you said, they have their own kind of like police service. They look like executioners with like black tank tops, dark gray or black jeans, and then they wear a black cloth hood over their face like an executioner does. All of those members, they have a tattoo on their forehead. It's a gear symbol. I don't remember why. I know there was a reason why they had a gear. I don't particularly remember. But at these concerts, they brought local tattoo artists from like either their area or the area they were playing in to do these tattoos for really cheap on people if you wanted one. It was like $50 and you could get a quick tattoo of a gear somewhere on your body to show your loyalty to Death Clock. I was so tempted to get one, but the line for them I remember was it was just astronomical. You would have missed the show by the time you actually got this tattoo. No. So I was like, no, not worth it. But that was a show not to miss. Actually, at the first one, I had a window cling of their logo with like that spiky demon head.
I remember
thing.
that
was in the back of every car I had for like 10, 15 years until finally when I think it was I had a black Nissan Altima, and I remember it got really hot out one day and all the windows were up, and just the heat alone shattered my back window. Like it was fucking crazy. I thought kids did it because there was like a hole in the back window and the whole thing was just 100% shattered. I was like, what in the fuck? So I went to the apartment complex to look at footage for it, and they're like, actually come here and look at this. It just happens. Nothing triggered it. It was just because it was that hot outside, and the air in my car must have been just cool enough that as it got warmer in the day from the morning, that the cold air with the hot air outside fucking expanded and blew out my back window.
Science.
I had that window cling on there and I literally forgot about it, and as soon as like I took it to like Auto Glass or Safe Light, I took it to Safe Light to get it replaced, to get like a temporary fucking plastic thing for the back window, and I remember going, fuck, I never told them to get my window clean. Man, I was so disappointed. That was also the same car I lost my cool nerve parking pass in. No, wait, no, that was the Nissan Cube.
The Cube?
The Nissan Cube that got fucked up that some dude ran a red light and destroyed. That was the other window cling I lost. I had those with me for like 15 years.
Damn.
From car to car to car until I became dumb.
What a legacy.
Never forget. Pour one out for my homie, the window cling.
Oh, God.
Wow, speaking of pulling one out for our window cling, you know what we should do real quick is discuss pouring one out for our new homies with Dubby at Dubby Energy.
I dig it.
Dude, have you had Dubby before? I have.
I've had plenty of Dubbies.
You haven't had it yet, have you, Aiden?
I have not, no.
Dude, Dubby is actually, it's really legit. Like, I've got some here right with me. I've had it every single morning for, like, ever since I ordered it.
Yep, same here, my guy.
Dude,
Definitely
it's
tell.
fucking
You
delicious.
guys seem hyped up and very energized from just drinking.
Honestly, I am. Like, it's something that you can throw in real quick into some water and ice. You shake it. It's a small scoop. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these other energy drinks and brands, but I will tell you what, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. It also contains no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial flavors.
None of that bullshit.
Where is it that you can go to go get this shit?
Dubby.gg. And you can use our code Men of Zen for 10% off your order. Help us out by helping yourself help us help you.
That's great. Yeah. Help us by helping yourself help yourself. I don't even remember what you just said. That was genius.
Help us help you. Help us help you. And get 10% off your order. I've already got one container. I'm planning on ordering another one. And they're running some really cool sales a lot of the time. You can get like a shaker cup. I actually got this really cool shaker cup that I bought it and they planted a tree.
Yes.
So, I feel good about my life now.
Yeah, every shaker cup that you buy for that model, they plant a tree. It doesn't say where. I was trying to find where, but it just says in areas that need them. I didn't necessarily specify, but dude, I will tell you what, I've had a couple of these like different styles of energy drinks, and W really is legit. It tastes hella good. I've had it in the morning, and honestly, like compared to, I stopped drinking like extreme energy drinks for a while.
I stopped drinking Bang, Rain, G Fuel for the most part. Like I just focus like on Dubby, and it's legit. Like I get maybe like $1 per drink in comparison to like $4 an energy drink nowadays. It's insane,
dude. And they've got some amazing flavors too. I want to check out their Dub Sludge, which I think you said you were getting.
Yeah.
We picked up I don't fucking remember the name of it. It was
I got Galaxy Grenade.
Galaxy Grenade. Yep. Yeah, that's the other one. The other one I really want to try is their Dragonade. Dude, Dragonade sounds really good. It was like it's watermelon, like lemonade. Pink strawberry lemonade and dragon fruit.
Yum.
It sounds fucking delicious, but these are legit. I love this shit. So please stop by w.gg, use our code Men of Zen at checkout for 10% off your order. And like Phil said, help us help you. Help us help you.
There you go.
So fucking good. That's rad. Let's get back to this Metalocalypse shit though because I know we're running out of time. We got a bunch of shit.
The band's popularity is such that impressionable fans will do anything for them, even if that means death, which is usually the case. In the episode of Death Gov, it's a V, not a B, fans of Death Clock lynch the governor of Florida after he refuses to establish a holiday for the lead singer Nathan Explosion, to be named Nathan Explosion Day, whom he then proceeded to elect as governor in a landslide write-in victory, despite the fact that Nathan had no interest in the job and let the rest of Death Clock run the state into the ground. I watched a little bit of the episode. It was hilarious.
Dude.
The band's unnatural popularity and trail of destruction has attracted the attention of an Illuminati-style group known as the Tribunal, dedicated to monitoring Death Clock's activity and plans. Typically, the episodes involve the Tribunal attempting to maintain and perpetuate public ignorance and rampant consumerism whenever Death Clock's antics inevitably threaten to upset the status quo. The Tribunal, led by a mysterious character named Mr. Salacia, works off the premise that Death Clock's unusual powers are the result of an ancient Sumerian prophecy about the apocalypse of metal. General Crozier, the military leader in the group, appears to desire either the death of the band members or the dismantlement of the band itself. but Mr. Salacia consistently overrules him to prevent this from happening. Most episodes show the tribunal attempting to covertly thwart the band by calling in various specialists, such as military, pharmaceutical, psychotropic drug manufacturers, celebrity depression experts, or various legally compromised characters who attempt to infiltrate the group.
And that's like the core plot, is this Illuminati is trying to find ways to supplant them and take them down in a way that doesn't hurt the economy. So they're like trying to do this right, but they also think that they're going to bring about the like destruction of the world. So they talk about that ancient Sumerian prophecy. They show it in one of the earlier episodes, and it's like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs of people that kind of resemble Metalocalypse or the Death Clock band. They're so fucking, oh my god, I don't know how he thought of this, but it's genius. The man who thought of this being Brendan Small. I'm gonna try to there's a lot of shit here on him actually, but I'm gonna try to blaze through this because we don't have a ton of time left. So on with the show. Small was born in Illinois in 1975. He moved to California as a child. Small started learning guitar at the age of 14 after a kid in his neighborhood began teaching him about guitar and music. At his first public performance, his hands shook so wildly that he had trouble controlling the guitar. It would be another 10 years before he was comfortable performing in public. He graduated from Palma High School in Salinas, California. He graduated from Berklee College of Music in 1997. He is like I watched like an hour and a half long interview with him and another guy just talk like guitars and stuff. So what's cool is I'm pretty sure, forgive me if I'm wrong, Brendan, it's a sin, but I'm pretty sure it was Gibson that he was talking to, and they would send him custom made guitar models that never made it to market. Like they were just ideas, and he'd be like, send that to me. I want to see that. And he would make up a name for it. And some of those names, he would use that guitar to write the song, like one of the songs being Thunder Horse.
Oh, I remember that one.
There's an unofficial guitar that he owns, like one of the only models in the world of, that he just calls the Thunder Horse. You can't buy it anywhere, but he's just like, that's just what I call it. Whatever. But that became one of the songs. So after graduating, he felt that the rock music genre was fading in popularity. So he decided to try his hand at stand-up comedy. Small was performing stand-up at the comedy club in Harvard Square when he was spotted by Lauren Bouchard, at the time, who was casting for the central character for a UPN pilot produced by Tom Snyder Productions, which eventually turned into Home Movies.
Yeah.
Small and Bouchard co-created Home Movies, an animated series that initially aired on the UPN television network, which moved to Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block. The series ran for 4 seasons from 1999 to 2004. Small was one of the show's writers, while Bouchard served as the director. In the series, he voiced the show's protagonist, 8-year-old aspiring filmmaker Brendan Small, as well as a number of other characters. Small composed the show's theme music, as well as writing and performing numerous other songs for the show's soundtrack. Small lent his voice to a number of other animated shows. He co-starred as Chad in the BET animated sitcom Hey Money? I don't know how to pronounce that name, I'm sorry. He has voiced many supporting characters in The Venture Brothers, including the show's shell-shocked and drug-addicted version of Johnny Quest. Small has had cameo roles in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Squidbillies, Reno 911, and Frisky Dingo. My God, all of those names are just flashbacks to I want to watch all of those again. That's such a great time in life. Small, along with Scott Adsit, appeared as lead characters of the Adult Swim pilot Let's Fish. The show's pilot premiered on May 13th, 2007, but the series was not picked up. In November 2007, Small, I think it's Hoagland, Mike Keneally, and Brian Beller performed live as Death Clock at 12 U.S. college campuses in support of the Death album. The Adult Swim sponsored Death Tour featured Death Clock supporting indie rock band And You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead. The quartet reunited in 2008 to headline a longer Death tour where they toured in the U.S. in June and early July with fellow metal bands Chimera and Soylent Green. I absolutely remember that because I hated Soylent Green. I was like, who the fuck is this? I didn't care for their music. Sorry, Soylent Green, if any of you listen to this. Not sorry. I didn't care. I wanted to see Chimera and I wanted to see Death Clock, and Chimera did not disappoint. That was the show where the fucking lead vocalist was like, oh my god, I can't remember his fucking name, but he was like, who here wants to go see The Happening? And like the crowd was like, yeah,
I remember that.
like everyone was like so excited. He goes, well, we finally had a chance to go see it on tour, and we are here to tell you, don't. It was the trees killed people. We saved everybody $15. He was just,
I would have been pissed
straight
if I.
up in front of like 10,000 people, ruined the movie and told us to keep our
Well,
money.
jokes on him. I still like that movie. It's a
my
bad movie, but it's like a guilty pleasure movie.
Oh shit. During the tour, they released the And You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead / Death Clock split EP for free at the concerts. I don't remember that. I wish I would have got one of those. In early 2011, Small introduced the Death Clock Thunder Horse Explorer from Gibson. Thank you, past me, for writing this note in because I thought I was right. A guitar made to his own specifications and modeled after Squizgar's Gibson Explorer. A limited edition Epiphone Thunder Horse Explorer based on the Gibson Thunder Horse Explorer was introduced in early 2013. But in May of 2012, Small introduced the prototype for the Gibson Flying V called Snow Falcon, built to his own specifications and modeled after Toki Wartooth's Gibson Flying V. The final version of the guitar was released in December 13 of 2013. Small served as co-producer, co-writer, and composer for the Adult Swim animated series Metalocalypse, which ran for 4 seasons from 2006 to 2012. I did that same fucking shit, Phil. Along with a 2013 special, Metalocalypse: The Doomstar Requiem. The series focused on fictional metal death band called Death Clock, and each episode featured a song performed by the band, which is a lot of music to write, so I'm sure that put him under a lot of pressure. In addition to writing, directing, and executive producing the series, he also provided voice talent for many of the characters. 3 out of the 5 members of Death Clock. Small stated that while animation is his dream job, he does not really like watching animation all that much.
Weird.
Small's virtual band Death Clock appeared via video at the 2009 Golden Gods Awards. The band received the award for Best International Band. At the 2010 Golden God Awards, Small attended and performed with Brian Posen's band and introduced Fear Factory. At the 2011 GGAs, Small introduced Devil Driver and then Trivium in 2012. I love all those bands. Fear Factory, Devil Driver, Trivium, all the way up until whatever the fucking one that was fucking stupid that had
Soylent Green.
no, not that. Well, fucking Trivium used to be like one of my favorite shits. And then they did, I don't remember if it was Shogun, whatever one that has Ignition, Inception, Burning It. That was such a fucking stupid album. I hated that shit. But Trivium got way better, and Matt Heafy became a really big, staple in the metal community. He still is to this day. He does like a lot of stuff on like YouTube and TikTok. He does a lot of live streams where he plays music, and he's a phenomenal guitarist. But he does lead guitars and vocals for Trivium. It was just fucking awesome. And I remember hearing the rumor, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't see it, so maybe it was false, was that Fear Factory's drummer was the drummer for some of the record. And I remember hearing that, but don't remember if I saw him come up on that list of names. But I remember that drummer was fucking someone that I super looked up to. Not Raymond, was it Raymond Herrera? Oh, shit. I might be thinking of the wrong drummer here, but I hope I'm right. Fear Factory, maybe Raymond Herrera. I don't know. I know that name. He was a good name. But dude, that's it. That's our shit on Brendan Small and Metalocalypse.
Ooh, one last thing before we wrap things up. I do want to head back to our Google reviews because these are sometimes great.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now, Metalocalypse is sitting at a 4.8 out of 5. Great stuff. We love to see it. The first review is by Stephanie Carey about a year ago. 5 stars. Funny and great references. It is fun to watch the progression of the episodes from the gratuitous gore to the excessive drinking and swearing. I can't pick a favorite character, but there are so many great little funny bits that I just like to watch it over and over and to add a little bit of zazz to my day.
Dude, what a fuck. Like, and this one of the shows that you can't, like, if you're a fan of heavy music, I don't think you can not like this show, because again, it pokes holes in all of the right ways to all these metal fans. That shows, you know, the the side of metal that when you amp things up to 12, like you're at a show and everyone's just a big mosh pit. It's not just a mosh pit. People are literally fucking dying. They're losing limbs. Their blood is spilling out of their body. It's just it's a great time. It is a great watch. I think it's hilarious. My girlfriend, I kind of accidentally forced her to watch the first season with me because I was like, "Hey, are you using the TV?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "I'm gonna put something on." She's like, she did not quite care for some of the childish fucking humor that it is now, but I loved it.
Does she know who she's dating?
Oh, she does now. She didn't before.
We're all childish.
Yeah, flashback to circa 2006 me watching this show. This is how I was, and I did not change.
Nope.
Ever since 2016, I told myself I'm never going to grow up. Well, me in a 30-year-old's body now. Still here, still kicking it, living inside this dumbass fleshy skin cage of mine.
Fleshy bone Gundam.
Holy shit.
I mean, we're technically Gundams.
I mean,
technically,
we are.
yeah.
We're all mechs.
I just don't know where my pilot is. Like
The brain.
Well, what's my consciousness though?
The brain.
Is it just the brain? Because we can't know for sure.
That's true. Let's take out your brain and see what that happens. See what happens.
Right? Like if somebody did a, what would that have to be? Like, would it be a so weird thing that would actually kind of like at least narrow it down. If somebody ever does a successful head transplant, a full head onto another body, we would then know that the soul or the consciousness does not reside within the heart or the body. Then it would have to be in the mind. But if that person wakes up and they're like, I'm a whole other person, well, then the soul was in the body or the heart, which would be really weird to think about. But I mean, theoretically, if you're like a religious person and you're trying to tell me that your soul is in there, if your soul is in your heart, that's really fucking weird.
Well, because they've done heart transplants, and that doesn't
so that's true. That is true. So
transfer your spirit into someone else.
Yeah, so then it has to be in the mind. But what is consciousness? Like, I know they've been seeing studies that like our brain works on some sixth, seventh dimensional space of. So I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna ramble on about some stupid shit. Any of you guys have anything else you want to add to Metalocalypse shit before we close this up?
No, it's pretty solid stuff. You know, the Adult Swim era was some of the best era of just like adult cartoons.
Oh yeah, we got plenty more that we're gonna do about that, especially since we're moving into just general animation. I'm honestly really happy about this move because this opens it up to so many more fucking hilarious shows that we can do. We are still absolutely gonna be focused on anime, and I kind of hope to maybe bounce back and forth between anime and animation.
That'd be cool. Like
every other
do an
episode,
do an anime and then do a adult cartoon and then kind of just back and forth. You know,
right? Yeah.
Maybe switch it up a little bit. You know, just when you think you understand us, like boom. We blow away your expectation.
Right. So if any of you guys listening, if you have a suggestion or want us to cover something, reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter, Facebook. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Twitter's kind of I mean, it's there, but, I didn't get a blue check.
I'm not paying $8 for that bullshit.
I don't know if you can anymore. I think he took that away, but, I would have blue checked our shit if I could. That would have been cool. Be like, yeah, we're official now. We got that fucking check mark, boys, but who's going to care? Nobody. So if you have any ideas for a show that you want us to cover or something maybe we haven't heard of, fucking let us know. Reach out to us. Send us a message.
Yeah.
Hit like, follow, and subscribe. We're on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can do that. And we do some other funny shit on YouTube sometimes too, like our Food Wars episode that we did a special like cook-off challenge.
Oh, that was really fun.
That was pretty fucking awesome.
We should make a song.
Oh my god.
For our Death Clock Challenge.
Yeah. Oh, I could. Yeah, we could. I'm a drummer by nature. I have my drums set up. I could do something. I've been trying to do stitches, or not stitch, but like the duets on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how people are legitimately doing these. I know you can upload your own video after, I think I did discover, but it's, I don't know, some of these guys need to like tell me the BPM and then give me like a 4 count before they do the video, because sometimes they just jump in and I have to guess. I'm like, and they start now, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of tough. So guys on TikTok, give me a 4 count, please. That'd be fucking rad. Tell me the BPM. Tell us the stories of your soul. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here at the Men of Zen. I want to thank Schminkadelic for the use of our intro and outro. You can catch more of his tunes on Spotify and Apple Music if you like that delicious dance and trance with those pumping, jam, tasty beats. Mm-hmm. He's a good dude. I hope you listen to this episode. I bet you will. Schminkadelic, I'm looking at you. I know where you work.
And I know where Brent works.
Hell yeah. Hey, thanks again, everybody, for listening. Once again, this has been the Men of Zen. My name is Brent.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Aiden.
This is the Men of Zen, and everybody stay
Stay zen.
zen.